Okay, so let's do this while waiting for the rest. So yeah, first of all, I would love to welcome all the newbies. I have numbers of people who already started to join in my session, including you, Zitki. Thank you so much, guys. Welcome to EQ in Business. People who don't know me, I'm Dr. Raja Yasmin. So I'm always here in this closed Facebook group. So it's a very, very interesting group. So it's a group for people who wants to learn about business, marketing, sales, personal development. Yeah, this is the group where I always share with everyone today, how we can learn from each other, how we can improve, because I'm also learning from every single one of you guys. Yeah. All right, so thank you so much, guys. So whoever is jumping in now, can you just please introduce yourself so that I can see who are actually watching? I really need to connect with every one of you guys who are here. So this is the best time. And also, please engage with me, ask as many questions as you can, lean in, raise the standard. It's not just coming here and watch me, sharing with what I would love to share today, but also just join in today, raise the standard, ask question, yeah, rock together with me. That's the whole idea. Okay, so I need that vibes as well. So let's bring all those vibes together. So people who are jumping in, so please say hi, let me know where you are from. So again, welcome to all the newbies and all other members. Thank you so much, guys, for welcoming all these all the other newbies on this platform. Okay, so you guys can ask me any question. Yeah, you guys can share, your journey. You can share in terms of about what you're doing in terms of your business. What are some of your wins that you want to share with others as well. However, please, for this platform, this is not a platform for you to sell your products or services. No, you can't sell on this platform, please. However, this is the platform where we are going to share. Okay, we are going to share together, we're going to champion together. The reason why I'm coming up with this platform initially is because I know as an entrepreneur, sometimes it can be a lonely journey, and also it's a very tough, I would say, experience to some of those entrepreneurs out there. So basically the platform is created, is more about supporting one another. Because when we are all together, going through almost similar experience, we tend to understand each other more. Yeah. So we need to support each other. We need to champion each other so that we can continue, keep going, with what we are actually doing. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much. So people who are already jumping in, you guys have to say hi to me. Oops, I need to see whether, there's more comment here. Saya Dato say Anis. Yeah, now I remember your name, your short name, Anis. Welcome. Hi Nora, how are you? Yep. So I know people will jump in later. Nora, you can just tag your friends who are here, so to join the session, and also Anis, you guys can just tag in, so get them to join in. So what we're gonna do for this 3-day challenge, guys, is to support each other, okay, to help each other out in terms of being accountable. What does it mean by accountable here, guys? So meaning that whatever that we plan to do, whatever promise that we have actually promised to ourselves, make sure that we do it. And sometimes it can be very hard to do it alone. So that's the reason why I'm coming up with this 3-day business accountability challenge, is so that we will do this together and rock forth together, whatever the challenges are. Because we are together, things will be much more easier than being alone, doing all by yourself, isn't it? Yeah. So just introduce yourself, where you are from. Yeah, you guys can connect with each other, can say hi and hello to each other. Right. So for what we're gonna do throughout all these 3 days is where we are going to dive into how I can actually support you to stay back on track and keep going, get that momentum back. Okay, so it's already half year of 2021, so I just want you guys to start reflecting now, where you are and what is your plan. The first in January 2020, what are some of your plans? Have you actually set up some of your plans, some of your goals, and then how do you see yourself now? Have you achieved some of your goals? Are there some other areas that you have not yet achieved? So the whole idea of this 3 days challenge is to support you, okay? To support you in a way that starting from understanding, you know, in terms of your thinking, okay? So I'm going to help you in terms of the thinking strategy. The next one is on the goal setting strategy, and the last one is on the action plan. Okay, so as I mentioned here, the most important thing is we want this to be together so that we can rock forth together and make sure this time we are continuously be on track and continuously keep going no matter what the challenges are. Will that be okay? Will that be cool? Can I have a thumbs up from you guys? I have to keep on pushing through. Yeah, because I wouldn't be able to see your comment. How come? Yeah, it's kind of like weird. All right, so for today's session, as I mentioned, is for who? Is for people who feel like they kind of like lose track, and they kind of like lose momentum, and you know, especially in the middle of the year can sometimes be quite challenging, isn't it? Yeah, how many of you guys agree with that? You know, definitely you will go through a lot of hiccups, some challenges here and there, so it's kind of like hard, you know, to move forwards and everything. So if you feel that you kind of like lose track, you know, you lose that momentum, you don't have that energy anymore, those kind of things, so this is the best time for you to join the session together. Okay, so secondly is where I'm going to help you guys up. Oh, sorry. Agree, Nora? Agree. Yeah. So together with me as well. So that's the reason why I'm coming out with this challenge also, is for my own self as well, so that when we do it together, we feel the vibes will be very different, isn't it? Yeah. And also, again, this is for people who already have that promise. Okay, what are your promise? So Nora, I know what your promise are. So if you already done that in your goal setting, so this is the time where how we can actually start recognizing, okay, this is the promise that I have made to myself, which means that how can I keep on, you know, keep with my promise, making sure that it happened no matter how the situation is, no matter how difficult the situation is. Yeah, I know that, Nora. So that's your promise, not my promise. I have my own promise. However, we are going to work together. I totally understand sometimes we kind of like break our promise multiple times. Of course, there are reasons behind it. So that's the reason why I'm coming up with live today, to support you guys so that you understand better. The most important thing is to understand the concept before you take action. Right. So, and also, this is for who? For people who feels like you've been doing and not getting the result. So what is wrong? What went wrong? So for this 3 days challenge is actually to help you also to start recognizing what needs to stop. Okay, it's not just about what needs to start and move forward, but also you need to start recognizing what are some of the area that doesn't work for you anymore, and you got to stop it. Yeah. All right, so my question, how many of you guys have goals? Been doing things that don't bring result? Yeah. Thank you so much, Nora, for sharing that. So this is the thing that I would love to get people to start recognizing that. Thank you so much, Raymond. Thank you for being here. Yeah, thank you so much for the workbook and everything today, Raymond. We'll see how it goes, how many people will jump in. Okay, because I tried to click on the live that we have created on the schedule. It doesn't work, Raymond, so I need a bit of your help later, but that won't be later. Never mind. So again, going back to the idea of where sometimes we do things subconsciously, so we keep on doing and not realizing that things that you've been doing is not working. So that is where we have to start recognizing that, this is not working anymore, you got to stop. So this is another strategy where I'm going to help you guys as well. All right, so thank you so much, guys, for being here. So people who just jump in, please say hi. Please introduce yourself, where you are from, and also connect with one another, because as I said, for my live session or whatever trainings that I do, it's not just you being there and then just watching me. So we got to raise the standard, guys. So if you really want to make this happen for yourself, I'm doing this for you. It's not just for me. we got to raise the standard together. So we got to jump in and ask more questions, put in more comment, bring in more vibes, and we are going to learn together. We are going to rock together. Right, so how many of you guys have goals? Let me know. How many of you guys have goals? Do you have goals? Yes or no? And how many of you guys have achieved your goals? Or you have that experience, you have actually achieved your goals. And how many of you guys have not yet achieved your goals? Yep. And how many of you guys wanted to achieve your goals over and over and over and over again? Thank you, Anis, for sharing that. Hey, yes, how are you? You are here. Oh my God, how come that it's so different? I wouldn't be able to see from my laptop. Anyway, that's fine. Yes, you can also tag a few of your friends who are actually wanting to join this session. Come on, give it a go. So say hi to everyone. Not yet? So we want to achieve our goals over and over and over and over again, correct? How many of you guys would love to achieve that? Keep on achieving that target. You got that target, you already have all those planned, and you just want to achieve it. Awesome. Thank you so much. Yes, thank you. How many of you guys would love to do that? And the question here is, how come? Everybody wants that, yeah, Nora? Everybody, you know, because it's, of course, it's hard. Yeah, and you too, yeah, and it's all right. So my question here is, why sometimes goals are hard to achieve? Why is it so hard to achieve? Can you guys see from here? Probably I can just move it a bit. Okay, so let's say this is you. And this is your goal or future you. Okay, this is your goal. So to go from here to here, this is your goal. We don't have strong core belief. Yes, that is why we're going to talk about the goals today. Yes, thank you so much. So this is you, this is your future you, and this is your goal. So what are some of your goals? Probably you want to purchase your dream house. Probably you want to lose weight. Probably you want to get a master's degree. Probably you want to get a job promotion. Probably you want to build a 7-figure business. Okay, from here to here. But why is it so difficult to get from here to here? As what Yes was saying, is the strong belief, your core belief. What else? Why it gets so difficult from here moving to your future you? What else? Apart from your belief, what else? Come on guys, throw some ideas. This is so valuable if you really want to target your goal this time. And make sure that you keep on targeting it, because I know the process of planning and implementing it, it takes so much effort. And if you've not been able to keep on targeting it, sometimes you might feel very discouraging, correct? You feel very demotivated, isn't it? So of course there's a strategy for it, and I totally, how many of you guys agree? It's so challenging to achieve from where you are right now to where do you want to go. You're not focusing, okay? Good. What else? So let's say I give you another example. All right, so I'll just give you guys another example. Let's say you are here. How many of you guys have experienced running for a marathon? How many of you guys have that experience? I've done once and I'm not going to do it again. It's not me. How many of you guys have experienced running for a marathon? What happened in reality when people have all these goals and dreams, you know? So for them, right, this is my goal, this is my dream. They got super excited at the start. Have you had that experience? Wow, I've got this idea. I'm going to open up my own business. Oh my God, I'm super excited. Or you were like thinking like, damn, I think this is already the time that I should lose weight. I think I'm ready. I will start tomorrow. And bang, what happened the next day? Maybe the next day. Nah, probably the next following day. How many of you guys have that experience before? So in reality, it's good to have goals. In reality, it's super excited for many of you guys to start. However, to end is where the challenge is. Yep. So where does the challenge begins? So imagine yourself, you are in marathon that you are running for how many kilometers? 20 kilometers? At the start, are you excited? You are very excited at first. Agree? And where does the game start to challenge you? Where about? Where about, guys? It's here, yeah? It's in the middle. After you keep on running for about 20 minutes, you're still okay, you are very energized, you know, you run again, keep on running, another 40 minutes, you're still quite okay, and then after for about 1 hour, what is happening? What is happening to you? Yeah, what is happening? Share with me. Oh, no worries. Oz White, are you Patty or Danny? Thank you so much for being here. Is it Patty or Danny? Okay guys, come on. Tell me what's going on. So while you are running, after 1 hour, you want to achieve your goal. You want to achieve to that finishing line. Hey Danny, how are you? Oh my gosh, first time I saw you live. Thank you so much, Danny, for being here. So let's dive in this together, guys. So in the middle, while you are running, what is happening to you? What's in your mind? How do you feel that you have probably another 5 more kilometers to go? And what is happening during that time? What is in your mind? How many of you guys started to feel, oh my gosh, this is just too hard. This is just too challenging. I need to stop. I can't do this anymore. You started to have all this self-doubt and everything. How many of you guys have that experience before? Let me know. Have that experience before here? And I'll give you another scenario in contra. Okay? So let's say, for instance, like this is you. And hey Jimmy, how are you? Right, thank you for being here. Going for your goals. Awesome, Jimmy, awesome. So I'm just sharing with everyone here today in terms of the challenges many of us will experience in order to achieve our goals. Normally what is happening, we got very excited at first. However, the challenges start in the middle. And this is where so many people give up. Not many people are willing to move on. Because why? It's just too painful. Why? It's just too challenging. Why? People have self-doubt. They stop trusting themselves. They stop believing in themselves. Even though they know they have that potential to go and reach to the end, but many people give up in the middle here. Feel exhausted, I will not stop for a while, but keep going. Awesome. This is what we want. Yeah. Let me give you another example in contra. How many of you guys love to travel? How many of you guys love traveling? Okay, let's say this is you again. Can you guys see from here? Okay. This is you again. And this is your goal. Your goal is to go for a holiday. Yeah. And you will start here. And you have to do a lot of planning. You love it, Danny? Yeah, I love it as well. You know, when we think about going for a holiday. Yeah, you too, yes? Everybody loves that. And why all of a sudden our vibes, our feelings, our energy becomes so different now? You know, like, yeah, you still have to do a lot of preparation. You still have to, you know, do some kind of a budgeting. You have to do a lot of packing, or even throughout that process of preparations and everything, it can be quite exhausted, because I'm a mom with 4 children. So I can always imagine myself, you know, every time going traveling, oh my gosh, I have to pack, you know, all the things, making sure that everybody, you know, have all their stuff in the bag so that we don't forget anything, you know, the passport, you know, all those important things, you know, the tickets and everything. However, how come in the middle of the process, even though how hard it is, you can still achieve your goal, and you have that different drives now as compared to the first drive? How come? What is happening here? Share with me. Travel for education. Oh, awesome, Danny. Yeah. So what is happening? So this is why I'm going to share with you guys. You know, this is the drive that we really want to achieve. Even though now everybody here today, you know and already started to recognize how challenging it is to achieve whatever goals that you have. Yeah? Especially when you are in the middle of the road. That is where people are starting to have all this self-doubt, you know, not believing in themselves. And then all of a sudden they start to procrastinate. And then they will just like, this is too hard, I'll just give up. How come the next scenario we are not going to give up no matter what is happening? How come you have all those vibes and everything? How come we allow you, you know, to do all those nitty-gritty things? You can pack your bags and everything, you know, you can just do all those budgeting. You have to do a lot of plannings also. Why? What's the difference now? Share with me. Is it a quite interesting scenario? Yeah, I love that. Yes, because you already conditioned your thinking that the holiday is something fun, it's bring you happiness, it brings you joy, and therefore whatever that is happening, the nitty-gritty here, you kind of like forget, or you can actually push it through. So what Yas is saying here is because what we call it as a meaningful goal. Your goal needs to be meaningful, guys, because if it's not meaningful, that's the reason why sometimes we kind of like very hard, or we feel hard to achieve that goals, because it doesn't drive us. Okay, so how is this resonating with you guys? So what I'm trying to say here first, guys, it's so important. Why is it so hard to achieve our goals? Is because we don't go into the deeper meaning or level of your goals. We just think like goals is like a tick in a box. Tick, tick. Okay, I've done this, I've done that. It's only on surface. You guys have to start going deeper and make sure that your goals is meaningful to you. So if I were to ask a question again to you, okay, I have a strong feeling every single one of you guys have your own goals, correct? How many of you guys, again, I'm asking this question for the second time, how many of you guys have goals? Type in yes if you have goals. Yeah, thank you so much, guys, for people who are being here. You guys can actually join me, join the session, just comment in here. Yeah, just be playful, raise the standard. We are learning from each other as well. So how many of you guys have goals? And my second question is awesome. Yeah, my second question is why your goals matter to you. Why is it important to you? What's the purpose? So that is your first homework that I would love you after this session. Okay, start reflecting, write down your goals, and then ask yourself, why this matter to me? What's the purpose? Why is it so important to me? Why I have this goal? Why this goal matters so much to me? Because that will bring deeper into the understanding of what you want to achieve. And that will give you different drives. No matter how hard the situation is, you can still achieve whatever that you want to achieve. Good? Everybody agree? Can I get an emoji thumbs up? Is there any emoji thumbs up like this? There? So number one reason why people wouldn't be able to achieve their goals, they might achieve but not full on yet. The number one reason is not because you procrastinate. It's not because you are scared. It's not because you don't believe in yourself. Number one reason is because you did not find the meaning, the deeper meaning in your goals. That's the whole idea. Goal is the award of our challenge. I love it. Thank you so much, Danny, and the rest as well. Agree? Agree? Yeah. So that is your first homework, where you got to start finding the deeper meaning of your goals. It's not a tick in the box kind of goal. Oh, I've achieved that. I've achieved this. I have complete this paperwork. All right. So I have done my exercise today. You know, I eat healthy food. It's not just check in the box. No, it's more deeper than that. So I will give you the reason why I'm sharing this, guys, because this is so valuable. So valuable in a way that this is how I've learned from my mentor and how I actually can see the result myself. And this is how I've been actually helping my clients to achieve their goals as well. So one of the way or the concept that I'm going to help you guys a bit more is where I'll share one of the concept by Simon Sinek. Who have heard about Simon Sinek? Can I just get someone to type in Simon Sinek? Did I pronounce his name correct? And I am going to share you the golden rules by Simon Sinek. So, in order to achieve your goal, number one rules, okay, is to have a meaning in your goals. And let me share with you so that after this, oh, thank you so much, Nora, thank you. So after this, you will keep on reflecting on it so that it makes so much sense to you. And the moment when you start developing or setting your goals, it will be much more valuable to you because you already understand the reason why you're setting up all these goals. Okay? So Simon Sinek introduced the concept called golden rules. How many of you guys have heard about golden rules before? How many of you guys have read his book? Start with why. I love this concept very much, guys, because I've been using this concept. I think Nora already familiar with it. I use this concept also in business, in marketing. You know, when you start marketing your products and everything. I love this concept. So how does it begin? It starts from what, how, and why. Simon Sinek mentioned that if you really want to have a sustainable business or whatever goals that you have right now, you want it to achieve and make it sustainable, achievable, it's so important to start with why. Many of us are too busy starting with what and how. You know, for instance, like with our business and everything, you know, we are too busy thinking about what is our product is all about. We are too busy thinking about how can we get more followers, how we be good in a social media, those kind of things. But so many people forget in terms of why. So when I do coaching and mentoring session with my client, normally every time when they came up with all these ideas and everything, I always ask the question, why? Why do you want to do this? Why you come up with a website? Okay, so why do you want to be number one ranking in Google search? So Have you had that experience before? I think Nora is very, very much familiar. You know, when we had that conversation, yeah, Nora, I challenge her thinking. So I'll talk about thinking later. But here, can you see how important it is to start with why, and later I'll explain to you more so that you can resonate with what you are doing or what you have been doing in the past, and then how you can move forward. Okay, will that be okay? Can I just get another thumbs up? It's pretty quiet, yeah, when I do live. So because normally I do Zoom session, so this time I just want to make it live so that later I can just you guys can replay and watch it later. Okay, right. So if I were to ask you the question just now, you know, why you have this goal, why this goal is important to you, is very much related to into a deeper level. It becomes more meaningful to you. It's something that is just can't connect just by thinking about it, but it feels more within you. Yeah. So if you were to ask yourself question, more meaningful question for your business, for instance, like, why does your business exist? Why does your business exist? And why are you here today? And why your goals matter so much to you. How are you feeling? Share with me. By thinking about that question and then try to answer that question. How do you feel? Share with me, guys. Is it something that you have to think logic behind it? Is it something logic? Or something deeper? Something so meaningful. What is actually happening? What's trigger you? Ask that question over and over again to yourself. Hello guys, thank you so much guys for being here. Whoever who are actually watching, all right, so come on, just comment, share with me what are your thoughts about the golden rules concept. Okay, why I'm going to bring into the importance of the meaning of your goals. I want to learn something new. Awesome, yes? Yeah. And that really brings so much in you, yeah, yes? It gives, it tells you something within you that matters so much. How many of you guys have that feeling now? Because I have that experience. So when I worked together with my mentor, I remember we had this session as well. We had that conversation, you know, asking each other, you know, why your goal is so much important to you, why this matter, what's the purpose and everything. So that question really hit me in a way that I'm not looking more into the surface, but I'm more looking it into the deeper level, and it's so meaningful. And you want to achieve your goals just like you planning to go for a holiday. Yeah. So let's go in terms of why again. So why this is very important, guys. Okay, this is how it works in terms of your brain. Okay, let's talk about a bit in terms of brain. So your brain, this is how your brain works. Okay, so the outer part, we call it as a neocortex. So what is the functions of the neocortex? I think Nora already know about this. Nora, would you be able to help? Now she feels scared that I'm asking her a lot of questions. So Nora is one of my clients as well. Yeah, she's been working with me for more than 1 year, I think. Neocortex, your brain, the function is more about being rational, analytical, looking something which is logic. That is neocortex. Limbic brain is within you. Inside your brain, there's a very, very small, tiny area in your brain which is called as a limbic brain. And this limbic brain is where it brings feelings, emotions, trust, love, and everything else. So neocortex is more on rational or analytical, looking at facts and those kind of things. So how is that related again in terms of coming up with a meaningful goal? So if I were to ask you a question, all right, so you fall in love with someone, and I ask this question, why do you fall in love with this person? Why did you fall in love with this person? Why not someone else? Why him or why her? It's a good question. How do you answer that? Many people will say like, oh, I love this girl so much because she's very funny, she's kind, she got a good heart, she's brilliant, she got a lot of humor, you know. But then there's so many women out there who already have the similar criteria, but why her? Why her? Why did you choose your partner? Why did you choose your husband or your wife? What is happening? So this is what I'm trying to say, guys. It goes into the limbic brain in a way that when it comes into the limbic brain, it comes with all these feelings and emotions. Sometimes you can't even language it. Have you had any experience where you making a decision based on guts feeling? You're not thinking in terms of logic, but you think in terms of the guts feeling. I'll just feel right about it. How many of you guys have that moment? Got that experience before? Yep. So again, going back to your goals, guys, it's not just sitting into being rational about it. It's not just thinking about being analytical about it. However, when you can bring your goals into the limbic brain of feeling, you know, that compassion, that excitement, that feelings that is so much deeper than you, it can bring you far. That is the reason why it drives you further. That is where it will never stop you on whatever things that you want to do in life. So that's the reason why Simon Sinek comes up with this golden rule, and I love this rule very much because I teach many of my clients to understand when you do marketing, you know, when you market your products and services, it's super important to all start with why. Because why, in the research study, is already shown 75% of the people purchase the products based on limbic brain, based on why. It's not about how, it's not about what, but more about why. So go back to your goals. Where do you want to position your goals now? Is it just on the surface? Yep, done it, been there, done it, finished, one goal tick. Or you want to have more meaningful goals? How many of you guys would love to start building that meaningfulness in your goal? How many of you guys? Thumbs up if you agree. And thumbs up if you love this concept. If you can't find it, keep on asking yourself why these goals matter so much to you. Once you found it, I can guarantee you can go far. I can guarantee you will keep on being able to achieve it over and over and over again. Because it's so much into the deeper level and becomes so meaningful to you. No matter what those challenges are, you will keep rock forth and keep going and doing it. All good? Clear? That is concept number one, where you got to understand the concept first, guys. So what I'm trying to sharing here again, I am actually helping you guys to understand why. Why do you need to have goals? Why do you need to have meaningful goals? And I have given you the reason why. And therefore, now it goes back to you to build that within your mindset now. How important to have a meaningful goal. It's not on surface, but more in deeper level. So that is one thing. So secondly, guys, is where I'm going to talk about in terms of number two. How are you going to achieve your goals no matter how hard it is number two, is your thinking. Learn to think. Learn to think. What's in your mind when I mention about learn to think? You thought that I don't know how to think right now? Everybody knows how to think. But there's different level in terms of thinking as well. And you know what? I remember when I was in a very, very deep, I would say, difficult situation. I'll still remember where I have to go and see the doctor because I was under depressions and everything. And it was so cool because I learned this. I've learned this from the conversation with my doctor. He told me that, Yasmin, the thing that people doesn't want to do, okay, the most hardest part that human being doesn't want to do is to think. People doesn't like to think. It's not that they don't like it, it's just that it takes so much effort to think. Do you guys agree? How many of you guys agree? If you agree, type in yes. Thinking is a hard job. Guys, thinking is a hard job. Do you agree? And here I am today is going to give you another awareness. How important it is to start learning how to think. And I was very curious when I look at all these successful people. You know, how can they become so successful? And every time, you know, when I ask questions to my mentor, or I even go to some of their training events whatsoever, I was like very curious. How they become so successful is because of their thinking. They start with the thinking. Hey, hi Patty, how are you? Oh yeah, thank you. Agree? Yeah? So not many people are willing to put a lot of effort when it comes to thinking, because thinking is a hard job. So I'm just giving you the awareness level so that, number one, how we can actually challenge ourselves in terms of changing our thinking. Because thinking is very important, guys, because your thinking will determine your action. Whatever that you are saying is all based on your thinking. Because the moment when you change your thinking, it will help you to change your action. How many agree? Do you guys agree? Okay, so the reason why I'm bringing this to your awareness level is because many of us, yes, we think. However, there are two different types of thinking. One, conscious. Number two, not conscious or subconscious. We do things subconsciously. How many of you guys have an experience where you wanted to go out, you hold your car key, and then you were like trying to get something at home, and then all of a sudden the car key disappeared from your hand. And then you were like looking around, I was like, damn, I was holding the car key just now, but now I couldn't find it. How many of you guys have that experience before? Or even you hold your mobile phone and then just like for 2-3 minutes and all of a sudden you were like, my God, I hold my handphones just now, but now I couldn't find it. Where is it? How many of you guys have that experience? Share with me. Yes? No? What is happening, guys? You just hold your mobile phone or you just hold the car key, but why all of a sudden it just disappear from you? And you wouldn't be able, yeah, Patty, and you wouldn't be able to search for it. It's just like blank. How many of you guys have experienced that? And what is actually happening? It's our thinking again, guys. Because the thing is that our thinking here, okay, there are conscious mind and subconscious mind. The moment when we do something subconsciously, that's what happened. Meaning that we wouldn't be able to focus. So the most important thing now is number one rules in order for you to be focused, you know, to improve in terms of your thinking. This is what I call it as a thinking strategy. Number one is to be self-aware. Being aware with yourself, leveled up with your self-awareness. How many of you guys have experienced, you know, while you are doing something or you are actually cooking and everything, you know, you are not aware what you are doing. You know, you're putting something in the pot, but at the same time you were like thinking about something else. How many of you guys have been going through that situation? And just for one moment, be aware while you're cooking, while you're driving, be aware with yourself. I can guarantee that there's so much things going in your mind, in your head. Have you had that experience before? I just had my morning run just now, came back, and then I started to become more conscious with myself. I was like, oh my God, you know, like my thinking here is too busy. It was like chatting by itself inside here, too busy. And what happened is I become so unconscious about it while I was like walking with a beautiful weather. Of course, it's very cold today, it's 2 degrees in the morning, but I become so subconscious in a way that I was like everything playing in my head. And you know what, based on research study, our mind subconsciously, you know, will be playing in our head. 70% will be subconscious. Only 30% where you're thinking is where you are focusing on something that you do. So you just imagine that 70%, where does it go? So what I'm trying to say here, guys, okay, so going back into where do you want to achieve your goals, you got to be very focused. If you wouldn't be able to focus, it's very hard, okay, to achieve what you desire, what you hope for, what are your dreams about, you know. So let me give you an example, okay. So another example here. Let me see if I get, okay, so I already have that. Okay, so I'll give you an example, another one, another technique, we call it decluttering, okay. So the first one is to be more self-aware. So how many of you guys have done this technique before? I know that majority of my clients here, so you guys have done all those self-awareness level. So if you read the book by Robin sorry, what is the book? Okay. Yeah, Robin Sharma. How many of you guys have read the book? How many of you guys have read this book? And Robin Sharma has mentioned about how you can level up your, in terms of your awareness level. And one of the techniques is where you got to learn how to stay present. So your mind here, you can exercising it, so that from subconscious it become more conscious. So one of the way he mentioned about, if there's a flower or any object that you can hold, just hold that object and then focus on that object. So the moment when you try to focus, let's say give yourself for about 5 minutes, just look at that object. Okay, it's black in color, it's white, you know, there's a words or the fonts here. Okay, I can see there's a small icon. So your mind is just focusing on that specific object, and then you do this exercise every single day. Because the moment when you started or began, you know, focusing and staying present with yourself by looking at this object, you can feel that your mind will start to go and wandering around. It will go like, it go that way. And then you have to control the mind, come back, come back, come back, come back. And then you start focusing on that specific object. And then you can feel that your mind will start be going and wandering around again. So that exercise is super, super important. If you really want to start learning how to be present with yourself and start focusing on what you want to do in order to achieve your goal. How many of you guys love this concept? Let me know. Is it resonating with you guys? Do you think that it's important now to stay present and be more conscious with yourself? And then you know that you become more clear in terms of the direction because you're so focused. And especially as an entrepreneur, I can guarantee every day we are going to be challenged with any kind of different types of challenges here and there, correct? Yep. So in that case, one of the ways is to be more aware with what you are thinking. Learn the technique, exercising it every single day. So I've been doing this for about 2 years now. It's super cool, guys, how it can actually exercise your muscle within you. Secondly is to declutter. Okay, so we talked about number one is all the self-awareness. Okay, and number two is where you got to start decluttering. Declutter your thinking. So declutter your thinking is very important. I'll give you another example. How many of you guys have done any kind of like spring cleaning before? Have you guys been to your garage? How many of you guys have been to your garage? And then you start wanting to do all the spring cleaning. How do you feel? You were like, oh my goodness, I have no idea where to begin, how to start. Have you had that experience before? And then when you start organizing things here and there, and you start looking at things which are, oh my God, why I keep on, having this thing in my garage? Because I know that I'm not using it anymore. Why I still have it in my garage? It's been there for 10 years and I'm not using it. How many of you guys have that experience? So you just imagine whatever experience that you have while you're doing spring cleaning. Look at your garage, and let's say for instance that your garage is just way too messy. There's so much rubbish in there. There's so many stuff that you don't need anymore. And you just imagine if that is in your mind, what is happening? What's going to happen? It's going to be cluttered. So that's the reason why some people were saying that, oh my God, I feel so overwhelmed. The reason why we feel so overwhelmed, because we put every single thing, trash, rubbish and everything in our mind or in our head. Therefore, you got to start learning how to declutter here first, your thinking again. Because the moment you know how to declutter it, it becomes more super organized. Because there are experiences in the past, and sometimes we just still do not want to let it go. We do not want to forgive this person. We still hang on to the experience in the past that is not serving you anymore. And you keep that in your mind, in your head. And what is going to happen? It's too much burden here, guys. It's too much. And it's just too heavy. How many of you guys agree with that? How many of you guys resonate with what I'm sharing now? So I give you another example. If you save so much things or files or everything in your laptop or in your mobile phone whatsoever, what will happen to your laptop or mobile phone? It slows down, correct? So same goes with our thinking, guys. It will slow down because we put every single thing in our head. So it's already time to declutter. And declutter has a technique for it as well. So that's the reason why I'm coming up with today's session. Number one is to help you with the thinking strategy. And Raymond, can I just get you to put in the workbook for the thinking strategy? So you guys can download the book, where that book will give you a bit more information about thinking strategy, and then it will tell you in terms of how you actually think. And I am going to give you the last concept, which is called cognitive dissonance. So let me know if can someone just correct my spelling? How many of you guys have heard about cognitive dissonance before? Don't worry so much, guys, about the names and everything. I just want you guys to start being aware how important it is, in a way that how you can start strategizing your thinking. Learn how to think, because as I mentioned just now, not many people wanting to think, because thinking is a hard job. However, if you really want to strategize your thinking, because your thinking is very crucial, guys, because if you know how to think, how to declutter in terms of your thinkings and everything, you start to focus and everything. So I can guarantee the way that you take action will be different, because thinking is where you can change. Thinking is where you can actually challenge it in a way that it will help you to start shifting, your action, your move, your behavior. How is that resonating with you guys? Cool? Loving it? If you love it, type in I love it. Yeah, thank you so much, Raymond. So you guys can download the workbook. Cognitive dissonance is a very simple concept, guys. It's the gap where you see where you are right now and where you want to go, or your future self. The gap, how you see yourself right now, to where you want to go. You love it? Thank you so much, Patty. So that's the gap. Okay, so the gap, where you are now and where do you want to be, or who do you want to be, it's up to you. So this is your future self. So one method on how to close that gap is to know and measure your thinking. So this is your thinking strategy. How important it is to know how you are thinking right now. And to tell you guys the truth, you can actually measure your thinking as well. So Raymond, can you just put in the link for the meta profiling? So if you guys are interested to know how you are thinking right now, so you can download this meta profiling tools. It's free, okay? It's all free. What I'm giving you guys here today is free. You can just use it. Okay, so there are about 32 questions that you need to answer. So all my clients already answered that. Answer that question. So Raymond will give you the link and also the passcode. Just use the passcode and it will tell you what is your thinking at this current stage and how amazing it is, because you can start seeing where the gap is. So the moment when you know where the gap is on how you think and you want to move forward, correct? How many of you guys want to move forward? How many of you guys feel that I had enough? I'm not going to feel stuck like this forever. And I had enough doing and not getting the result. I had enough with all these things. I've got to move forward. I've got to achieve my goals. And what you need to do is basically to start finding where your thinking is at this stage. Because the moment when you know where your thinking is, therefore you know how to change that perspective or change that thinking, that will help you to change your behavior as well. Love it? So Raymond already given you the meta profiling tool. So what is going to happen is that the moment when you have answered the meta profiling tools, what will happen is I'm going to receive that result, and therefore then after that I can actually send that result to you. So now, how many of you guys love the session that I'm sharing today? Okay, so if you resonate with what I'm sharing today, and if you can see how beneficial it is to you, and if you want to step up, you know, I'm done with what I'm doing right now. I need to step up and stop doing what is not working for me. So I would love to invite you for my 30 minutes free discovery session. Just join in. I know majority of you guys have already done my 30 minutes discovery session, but whoever is not here yet, or people who have not get that 30 minutes consultation session, so you guys can go ahead, click on the link. Raymond, can you just put in the link on the schedule one's link? So as I said, there's no obligation, because in that 30-minute session, what I'm going to help you is, but the most important thing is you guys have to answer the question first, okay? So based on the question, we're going to see the result. I have given you the workbook as well, so you can look through all those like the description of the thinking style in that workbook. But if you need more information, I am more than happy to help you guys here today. So I'm more than happy to support you in terms of, you know, being very curious in terms of what kind of thinking strategy do I have right now. So what is the possibility of me, you know, like changing my thinkings and so on. Because the good news is that, guys, we are not measuring your behavior. We are measuring your thinking. And then it's so powerful how by changing your thinking, it will actually help in terms of changing your behavior. Okay, so how many of you guys, again, my last question, how many of you guys really want to achieve your goals? How many? Can I get the commitment from you guys today that you really want to achieve your goals? So if you want to do that, so number one rules is to identify and know where your thinking state is at this moment. Because cognitive dissonance is actually being able to help you to see where the gap is. And I'm more than happy to support you, because I've been trained by the Coaching Institute, you know, to help you guys more. And I have done it myself. And then this is how I achieve the result, and this is how I actually helping my clients to do the same. Okay, good. Happy? Do you guys have any question before I let you go? So this is your commitment for people who are actually joining me today. Hey, hi, Dr. Oh, hi, Nur Aisha. Oh my God, I didn't know you are here. Did you just join in? So if you just joined in, no problem at all, Nur Aisha, and congratulations with all your business and everything as well. Thank you so much for being here as well. So you can click replay and then you can watch later, because today, okay, so overall what we're gonna do for this 3-day challenge is, number one, today is all about thinking strategy. So I'm helping you guys in terms of the thinking strategy. Okay, in order for you to move forward, in order for you to achieve your goals, we are talking about business accountability here, guys. It's all about accountability. Accountability means that if you already put a promise to yourself, you better do it. Because if you're not keeping the promise to yourself, meaning that you're not loving yourself. And it's hard. If we're not loving ourselves, then what will happen? What will happen if you're not keeping the promise? You feel bad with yourself, correct? Even if we do that, the same thing with other people. We're not keeping promise to other people. The person will feel bad as well. The person will feel very, very upset as well. So this is now we are doing to ourselves. So the session, business accountability session, is where I am going to help you to be more accountable, so that you keep on keeping promise to yourself that you're going to do it. So I've done my goal setting here. These are all the promise, and this is all awesome. No worries, Noraisha, no worries at all. I know that some people, they have other commitment and everything, so you guys can watch this later. So throughout this 3-day challenge, number one, I help you with the thinking strategy. Tomorrow, we're going to talk about goal setting, and it's also a strategy. It's not just, as I mentioned just now, it's not just ticking in the box. It's not. You must come up with a meaningful goal for yourself, because that will give you the drives to move and target whatever that you want to target. And make sure this time, let's do this together, guys, because it's super, super important. With all your plannings and everything, it takes so much effort already. Why not just step in, level up yourself, raise that standard, push yourself more, so that this time you can actually achieve your target. So we're gonna do that tomorrow together, and I will share the book about why the important goals tomorrow, so you can just read the book. And the third day is where I'm going to help you guys more into the action plan. So the action plan here is where I'm going to help you in terms of your rituals, in terms of your habits, and also the result that you're supposed to get. So there's a technique for it in order for you to be able to sustain it. Okay, so there's a technique for it as well. So I'm going to give you guys all the tools. So loving this, loving for the session today. It's pretty quiet today, so hopefully we can see more people. So if you're loving this, so please don't forget to tag all your friends, and then you can click replay again, put in the comment replay, and then you can watch later. All right, so I will see all of you guys tomorrow. Put this as your commitment for only these 3 days, 1 hour session only, that we are going to do this together, make things right, and then let's move forward, and we will see what will happen after the next quarter of setting our goals, whether you can achieve the goals or not. And we are going to do this together this time. Would that be okay? Can I have 2 thumbs up from you guys? Awesome. Yep. Cool. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. I really appreciate your time. All right. Okay, guys, you rock, everyone. So thank you so much for being here. Take care. Bye.